passion, purpose. Innovation, passion, purpose. Lawyer on fire!
So here we are again, Lawyers on Fire with Sebastiaan. And Sebastiaan is our AI expert of the day. And given that intelligence is not my primary field of competence, I'll hand over to somebody with an egghead.
Thank you very much, Jochen. It's a nice bouquet of flowers, as we say in French. Yeah? Sebastiaan, you're a frequent visitor of legal tech shows in Europe now, Zurich, now you're here in Frankfurt. Tell us a bit about what you perceive from your background as an AI specialist here. What is the how far are we in Germany on the AI, and what would you think are the most interesting developments for us to watch?
Well, actually, to be honest, in Germany, the whole AI sector is quite booming. Actually, to my surprise, sometimes, because Germany is always considered as, let's say, conservative, maybe a bit lagging behind sometimes. But actually, if you look at AI startups in Berlin, in Munich, and around Germany, there's a lot of things going on. But I think and that's what we're trying to do. When we talk about AI, it's still a lot of what can we do with it? How can we make it practical in our daily practice? And what we really think, and that's my personal vision too, what we're heading up with, is that we find ourselves more standardizing the legal work. Right? I think every law firm likes to do the high value pitch work, right? The big transactions, which are great, right? Trying to automate or trying to do AI on these very complex kind of transactions, really difficult. But the middle work, like this more standardized work, if you break those down and you start using AI technology to do automate and standardize the work, you can also put a different price on it. You can productize it and bring that to your clients, which are your general counsels. Funny thing is, unfortunately, for most law firms, it's the other way around too. So as soon as you standardize it, that means the general counsel thinks, hey, I can also do it myself, and I will take it in-house again, and I will only call my lawyers for all the specialized work, which they actually want to do anyway. So it's a nice way of looking at it. And that's for me where legal technology should go. We should forget a bit of the high value work. We need to go to the standardized work, standardize the way how we work, and get it out. That's also where lean and listening to your client comes into play, because if you listen to your client, he only asks you, can I have a lower price for my legal work? And if you just say yes, it's fine. You can better ask him, why do you want to have a lower price?
Yeah.
What is wrong? Did we do something wrong? And he will tell you, like, guys, if I do a transaction, maybe I will ask my law firm, because you already done that another 50 times. Can you just show me how you actually done this standard transaction work already for the last 50 times? And that's where the general counsel is also looking at. You need to listen to him, what he wants, and then you look back at your own law firm and say, well, listen, we have found a solution for it, and you can use any kind of legal technology to fulfill that problem. It could be small, it could be big, and it could be AI, and it could be something more streamlined.
If you look around here at the legal tech show, there are some companies saying, use our solutions and you've got this and this much hours saved on work. Huh?
Yeah.
So if basically saving hours means I can't sell associate hours as a law firm.
Yeah.
So who do you think will then be the front runner? Who will actually use? I mean, you mentioned it, right? They would cut. They would be counterproductive if somebody uses technology to kill its own work. So where do you think where's the change happening? I mean, the technology is there, is at the horizon, but how does it come into the market?
Well, this is the whole challenge, right? Because that's actually what we're looking at right now, which is a bit strange though, because if all the technology is around us, you can use it practically today. So what is our limitation right now? Like you said, some law firms still have around 60% of their revenue comes out of billable hours. Just legal review work, that's like 60%. If you go there and say, listen, that's great, let's find some technology to automate everything, and you're losing a lot of the revenue, we will say you're crazy. But as a law firm, and you see that coming down also from the UK and the US, is that you need to find that new revenue model, because we all know that 60% revenue you get there will disappear, will become less and less. So what we now need to do is to start productizing our client services. Right? You need to make a product. That's like we do every day. Every vendor here has a product. It has a product, it has a name, you have marketing, and you sell it for a certain amount. And your clients will act from a certain value on it. So if A client comes to me and says, hey, I like your technology, but it's too expensive. I did something wrong because I didn't show him the value which you could get out of technology. So we're on disbelief. So that's actually where law firms need to go into. They need to listen to their clients, right? Understand what kind of solution they can offer and put the right value on it, because you can ask money for it. Funny thing is, if you look in Holland, for instance, where I come from, in Amsterdam, a lot of law firms have this, they're a bit further down the way with client services and client innovation, but they give it away. So they give it away for free.
Okay.
And now, for the last 3-4 years, they're looking back like, oh shoot, we gave it away for free. How can we now ask money for it? So that's the whole shift we will see for the coming year and the coming 2 years. It's not around more AI or different AI or clever AI. It's more, okay, how can we productize that technology?
Monetize it is.
Yes, how can we ask money for it? And that becomes a new revenue stream in the law firm. That's where we're trying to go for the next 2 years. So it's less technology, more productized.
From your background, you're not a lawyer,
No,
right?
no.
How do you see the legal market? I mean, there's lots of lawyers running around here, special creatures, I must say. But how do you perceive the current?
Well, it's, to be honest, it's not that bad, right? We all say that lawyers are, well, frankly, technology idiots or something, which is definitely not true, because I have clients and partners, even from an older age, which do crazy stuff with technology, which really see it as an added value to the business and specifically to their client. So it's not that bad. It's just the thing is, we are so stuck with that billable hour and that stream of revenue, and most partners make a good deal of money on a daily basis and yearly basis, which only goes up. So if you're making a lot of money and it only gets more, so what's your drive to change? So it needs to come from somewhere else. And unfortunately, and hopefully that's why we hopefully see a lot of general accountants here, they actually are part of the issue. So if they push more, the change from legal tech and how we actually do it will become more and more. But these guys also dance with around, okay, how can we then use technology? How can we do it a bit smarter? So there's still a lot to do, and I think for the coming 20 years we always have the same discussion, what we call AI now, and all the issues we see now, and then maybe in 10 years from now we talk about it. It was, remember the past? We had this with email, right? That's only about 10 years ago when we started adapting proper email systems, right? Now we are so much further down the line. In the next 10 years we'll probably have the same discussion again and talk about something else.
So for law firms, that actually means your prediction is you either adopt your business model or you're gone.
Well, probably that's what I end with. And to be honest, law firms exist for a long time, right? They are much longer than any IT company, because we're already proud that we exist for the last 15 years, and they're like, well, you're like a youngster, right? You're just looking at it. So they probably will be there, but probably their delivery service will be slightly different. Look at the big four, right? They already had this whole transformation, because the business model they had in the past, giving tax advice and doing the yearly revenue numbers for smaller companies, that's already gone. That's automated all the way down, and they still exist, and they flourish now. So probably the law firm will exist for sure. Only the type of work they do and how they deliver it will be different. And not normal. But probably we'll all laugh in about 10 years from now why we put all those poor students and young lawyers in a dark room in a basement only look at documents, right? That's done normal practice. They do automate it and they do much more sensible work.
We have a. Speaking of which, we have a large number of those young lawyers following our podcast. Yeah. So what's your advice for them?
Well, advice from me would, especially for young lawyers, look at technology and see it as an added value to your current business, right? It's people and technology. It's not technology only, and it will not kill your job, but you need to work together with technology to do and listen to your clients and actually embrace it and then use it in a proper way. Yeah. I still see a lot of young lawyers sometimes listening in the words how their partner actually started, right? I started in the basement, it's character building, you need to do it too. And that's actually not true anymore, right? These guys don't need to go in the basement, they need to go up, they need to think about it, and they need to think about and listen to their clients and say, listen, you know what? There's technology out there which actually can help us solving this problem, right? Mm-hmm. And that's for a young lawyer, I would definitely keep a good eye on what's going on, being proactive around it and not deny it. Don't sit up behind your machine and think, well, I'm just gonna get that client request and do the work. There's much more to do around it. Yeah. People business minded, right? It's really a bit like we all do.
Mm-hmm. So, AI is probably the buzzword that everybody in our interviews has said.
Yeah.
For once, I think a number of people think already, and if then, decision is already AI. On the other side, don't you think we're in sort of an AI bubble that's going to burst?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if it's going to burst because I think we always end up with bubbles, right? The digital file bubble we had after the paper file, and we had this bubbles around every kind of technology, because the bubble will go up and then it will land, and then we find out then standard practice what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I think the only thing that we need to keep in mind is that AI as such is just a piece of technology, right? Just as workflow or email or anything you do digitally, it's part of a whole process. And just doing AI or put it on your website that you do it, that's not the thing, right? So you look at your client, you look at a problem the client has, you think, you know what? This client has this specific problem, and we can use AI technology to start fixing part of the problem. So document review, document analysis, risk analysis, they're just really practical because they fulfill a certain need and try to fix a certain issue. But we think about the AI, also the word is really difficult because it's artificial intelligence, which is actually a frame word, right? Because the technology below it, like machine learning and natural language processing, that's something totally different, and that exists for the last 50 years already. And now we finally made it into practice. So I think the bubble is a bit around the word, and people are afraid around it because what you read in the newspaper, we're losing our job. Yes, I do think if you still do document review in the basement right now, at this moment, if you're watching, you will lose your job.
Okay.
And I think they will be happy about it that they will lose a job, because who wants to go to college, graduate, and end up 4 years in the basement? And when you survive, you can finally go up into a room, actually can do actual work.
Yeah.
So I think, if you're doing document review now, be worried. If you're a lawyer right now working with your client, you will be fine, right? Okay. The technology is, especially AI, it's a tool. It's helping in the process, and that's where you need to take a look at. Just make it practical, right? Forget all the buzzwords, forget all the difficult terms around it. It's pretty easy. I've done 15 AI projects at big law firms. Pretty easy to do, right? It's a piece of technology. We have an existing problem in hand, there's a process in hand, and there's an outcome. Real simple, like we've done for the last 30 years on any IT project I've done. Nothing special, nothing fancy. But the way how you deliver it to your clients, that's a special thing. And if you then say, well, let's productize it, let's call it law firm X document review product. Great, and if you then put a special price on it and say, listen, dear client, if you come to us for your transaction, this is our standard product, we use standard technology for it, and it will cost you X. Hey, there's a business model. Well, business model can be sold, scale out, and you can make money out of it. That's where a law firm needs to take a look at, right? You can monetize and commercialize more of the work.
Yeah, really leave the old beaten tracks, right?
Yeah, just, we do this every day. We all sell something, right? That's part of a technology, that's great. But then productize it, put a nice price on it, get it out there.
Yeah. We ask all of our interview partners what they think happens in the next 5 years. Given that you're so much ahead of the curve, we're going to put you the big glass ball in front of you.
Oh no, it's 5 years, guys. That's long.
No, yeah, exactly. That's what we're really going to ask for, the vision.
Oh yeah.
What happens in 15 years?
Oh my God, I will have hair again.
You might look like Carsten.
We needed to send it on the vlog, not on the vlog. So with a picture, look at the picture.
Well, it's 5 years, even longer. It's a long term, right? And to be honest, if you only look 5 years back, it's pretty scary already what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to predict what happens in 5 years from now. But I think what we will end up with, especially for the legal practice, like I said, the whole standardization of work. Probably we see law firms making new labels and having secondary companies where they do the standard work as their own label to bring it out and do specific marketing around it. And that work will be more driven online, right? That online law firm, away from the expensive buildings, practice law can be done everywhere. You see that also in the US coming up, already done actually. And I think that for most of the next few years, what will come up with, the work will be standardized. We have a new output which will be online, which is great, and we'll see more law firms making this business model around it. We're helping quite some firms in Europe with that process, and they are moving gradually. But we see that move coming up quite quickly. Forget email, right? In a few years from now, the whole delivery of email, how we email right now, especially in law firm, will be gone, right? Probably driven by security issues, probably driven by efficiency issues, emailing back and forward, storage, it's ridiculous, right? That will drive us forward. So we would be an online practice where the outcome will be an online product with your clients. That's actually for us where it will go. That's also where we, as a company, invest our money in right now. So that means in the next 2-3 years, you see, cases and matters and general counsels working far more online, working together, standardize their work, productize their work, and have new business models. And that will happen. It's already done right now, but on small scales, that will scale out. That's my vision and our vision for the company I work with.
Excellent. Sebastiaan, this has been really super insightful. Thanks a lot. We're all looking forward to you growing hair again.
Yeah, 15 years from now, yeah.
15 years.
I'm saving up for the surgery.
So thanks a lot for your time. Thanks and good luck.
Lawyer on fire. Lawyer on fire.